Aries, the April energies are in. Let's have an aligned astro chat about it. Hello all, Stacy the Black Feather Intuitive, and welcome to your Transformational Tarot for Aries for the month of April. And this Aries is for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. And also this is for anyone who has an Aries in their life that they love. What a great way to stay on top of what's going on with them in their world. So without further ado, we are going to be pulling a tarot cards for you from the Creatures Tarot. This is from Sarah Allen, and we're going to be getting an overarching theme today from the Moon Magic Affirmations deck from, who is this? Stacy DeMarco. So without further ado, let's get to it. All right, so we are going to pull an anchoring affirmation, and while I'm shuffling up these beautiful cards, check out my join button. I finally have been deemed worthy by YouTube after 11, almost 12 years of working hard at it. To be able to offer memberships to my subscribers. So if you want to go a little deeper and keep the conversation going, check it out. Okay, let's see what we've got here. I teach people how to treat me. Oh my goodness, yes. Okay, so this is a month, Aries, where you want to be really paying attention to the signs, the signals, the energies that you are putting out, that you are giving out. Aries, you typically don't have a ton of trouble with boundaries, but I do feel that this is a month where you're going to be needing to acknowledge your boundaries. You're going to need to be giving a little bit of extra credence to your boundaries. And this might be in either extreme, so it might be, where am I being too boundaried, over boundaried, and I'm causing harm to another person, or I'm keeping people away from me or people out of my life that I actually want in. And it can also go, the other way, where it's that boundaried energy of, where have I let my boundaries lag? Where have I let my boundaries slack? So the I teach people how to treat me is also really important, because this is a reminder for each and every one of us that we have our own power. We determine and decide the experiences that we wish to have on this planet. We might not consciously determine, the thing, that the catalyst that comes into your life that throws things into upheaval. There's a thought out there that the soul does that our soul, chose those things. But why did the soul choose it? Because this is part of the theme of your life that you're trying to expand upon, that you're learning about, and that you are evolving into or evolving through. And so that means we have to take ownership. We have to take responsibility for all the interactions that we have. And I feel like that is where this I teach people how to treat me is coming into the mix. Wow. Okay. So current self in this transformative space in the present. Where are you right now in your transformational journey? What part of you is shifting, rising, or dissolving? Interesting. We've got the Four of Wands. So this is about an elevation. This is about a graduation, a leveling up. Going to the next level. And you recognize that. And I feel like the I teach people how to treat me is the reminder that this is like the secret ingredient, right? This is the secret sauce that's going to help you to get to where it is that you want to go. And it's the reminder that, oh, this might be the missing piece to the puzzle. Four of Wands is also a card that indicates that the things that you choose to manifest can absolutely come true. And it takes a village. It takes community. It takes a commitment. Sometimes that's a commitment to self and source. Sometimes that's a commitment to other people. And I feel that this month, what part of you is shifting, rising, or dissolving? You're rising into this awareness that other people can help you to get to where it is that you need to be, just the same as you can help others, right? I teach people how to treat me, as well as you can help others to get them to where they need to be, or where they're choosing to be. There is a level of commitment here that I feel is coming through really strongly. So you're rising into, I want to say, committing to yourself. And through the process of committing to yourself, it's going to be very clear who you also need to commit to in relation to that choice, because that's where you're going to be going and growing. I do feel that this month there's going to be kind of a sense of release or letting go of certain people, places, and things, maybe certain approaches, ways of doing things. It might be a bit difficult for you at first to either understand all of the ins and outs of it, or it might be difficult for you to release it and to let it go. But trust me when I say, when you do trust in the process, you do release it and let it go, I feel like it's going to come back to you in a better form. And that might be like you're releasing a component of a person in your life, and you release it by having a conversation, and that person decides, okay, I don't want to be that person, so I'm going to make some changes. And so they come back to you with a different form, or they agree or commit to doing things a bit differently. And so I definitely feel that there's a lot of energy here around relationships. This doesn't necessarily mean romantic partnerships, it's just relationships in general, but I do feel that that's going to be the form that a lot of this takes this month. The catalyst, what is fueling or hindering your transformation? And is this resistance or rocket fuel? Ooh, the Lover's card. Interesting. Okay, so it's choices that you're making. And if you're committing to putting yourself first in order to be able to get to where it is that you want to go, there's no stopping you. It's not like a second guessing or feeling like it's going to be slow going. It's like, once I make the commitment, then I have the choice. I've made the choice. And now the choice allows me to really open up into that heart-filled space, really connect to where my heart is taking me. And I feel like it is a heart-based journey for you this month. Is the choice resistance or rocket fuel? Well, that depends upon you. What are you going to choose? Are you going to choose you? Or are you going to choose the up-leveling and the graduation that is involved in this commitment? Or are you going to, because you teach people how to treat you? Or are you going to say, I'm not ready for this yet, and so I'm going to continue, maybe doing things in the way that I've done them in the past? Not judging you. If that's what you decide to do, then you want to really understand that I'm doing this because I really don't feel that I've learned the lesson enough. But if you're at a place in your life where you're like, oh, hell yeah, I have learned this lesson over and over again, I don't want to go through this anymore. Like, stop the world, I want to get off. That's where I feel this card is really going to be rocket fuel for you to move forward. The Lover's card not only is about choice, but it also really does have a lot to do with reflections. I teach people how to treat me. So what reflections am I getting back from others those in my life that I'm connecting to, that are showing me what their interpretation is, or what they're seeing, or what they're receiving from me? Because that's important information. If they're receiving what I'm really putting out there, then I'm on the right track. If they're receiving something different, then perhaps I need to pay attention to that, because I'm ultimately responsible for teaching others how I wish to be treated. That's a big one. Woo. Okay. Deep root. What deep belief, wound, or soul contract is driving this transformation under the surface? Wow. Okay, you got the Lovers and the Two of Cups and the Four of Wands. Okay, so I don't do love readings in particular, but I'm going to say, with these three cards all in a row, there also is a lot of energy connected to romantic partnership and romantic relationship. So if you're not partnered up, if you're single like me, I feel like this is the relationship that you have with yourself, that you're really going into, I want to say, an observational window, a reflection window of what it is that you're seeing and witnessing. Maybe there's a blending of the divine masculine and the divine feminine that is occurring. If you are in relationship, I feel that you're really going to be growing in leaps and bounds this month, because all of the reflective stuff that you're going to be receiving is through your partnership or partnerships, right? So do your best to be observational about it. Don't judge yourself from doing it. Just kind of observe, oh, isn't that interesting? Wow, I didn't realize that by doing this and them saying that it would bring us to this space, or that it would cause me to feel like this. Let me now be curious about that feeling. What does that feeling mean for me? What do I want to do with it? This is not about being reactionary. This is very much about being responsive. If you're seeking love and romantic partnership, again, that means that you're likely single, or you're kind of moving out of one relationship and possibly getting ready to move into something else. This is extra important for you as well, because it's understanding, how do I want to up level? What parts of this relationship do I never want to experience again in my next one? And what parts of this relationship have really served me well? Those are the things that you want to be putting your focus to. So coming back to the question at hand, the deep root, what deep belief, wound, or soul contract is driving this transformation under the surface? We have the Two of Cups. And it's interesting. This isn't a card of trust. And yet, well, maybe it could be, but I'm hearing trust. I'm hearing that the issue is, who can you trust? Do you even trust yourself? Because if you don't trust yourself, how can you trust another person? If you really can't trust another person, then why are you even engaging in that connection or that interaction, right? The Two of Cups is, I call this the soulmate card, but the soulmate card, it's also about contracts, unions, pairings, partnerships. I mean, the whole thing, like, it's like, this is the marriage card, this is the soulmate card, we've got the lovers card. I mean, there's just so much that can be gleaned from here. But this is really about coming to terms with the things that you want, but being really honest with yourself about that. Really looking within, what is it that I really want, and why do I want it? Taking it that next step, because there is a wound there. If I keep running into the same relationships or the same situations over and over again, then I need to be paying attention to the fact that maybe what I think I want is not actually what I want, because it's not what I'm attracting, right? So if I really want a thing, I have to really understand why I want it. Because when we ask the why, then maybe the what changes. But if we never ask the why, we're just kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. We're a bit detached from our reasoning. We're a bit detached from understanding, why do I really want this thing? Why do I want this relationship? So Aries, there's going to be some exploration around romantic partnership, as well as around relationship with self, and how that translates into relationship with others. What is dying away? What role, pattern, or identity has run its course? Interesting. Yes. So this isn't the card of illusions, but this is that ideal outcome. And I feel like what's dying away is the illusion of the ideal outcome. When you ask the questions, you might be surprised at the answers that you get. I remember going through this myself many, many years ago. And it was in terms of what I was seeking in romantic partnership. And when I started to really get clear on, okay, why am I seeking this? When I started asking the questions, or when I started to realize I don't know, or I'm seeking this out, because I'm trying to, fix issues with my dad or fix issues with my mom, that was like a smack in the face. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, no, that's not the kind of relationship that I want. I want a relationship, that is just for me, that isn't about, healing wounds. I'm perfectly content to heal those wounds by myself. I don't necessarily need a partner at this point to bring that up. I'm looking for a relationship that is peaceful. I'm looking for a relationship that is fun, right? And I had to ask those questions, and I had to look at it head on, because the ideal outcome that I was connecting to and manifesting for myself was not the ideal outcome that I actually really wanted. But I didn't know that until I cleared it away. So I'm really feeling here that what's dying away is an old version of what you feel is your ideal outcome. And you're really going to be stepping more into based on this version that I am right now, based on how I'm feeling in this moment right now. What is it that I actually am really striving for? What would really light my fire and float my boat? Because that vision may shift and change because you've asked that question. It may not look like what you've been working towards. And don't panic if you realize, oh yeah, I've been looking for the wrong thing, or I've been working towards something that I actually don't want anymore. It doesn't mean you've lost time. It simply means, okay, I'm glad I asked the question, and now I can course correct. Now I can make the shifts that are necessary to get me more in line with where I'm going. And when we are in line with where we really want to be, things happen much more quickly. So it's a realignment that is occurring. Highest potential. This is your highest Phoenix potential. What can rise from the ashes? What is your soul calling you toward? This is your breakthrough energy. Oh, so this is one of the extra cards in this deck. It's belief. And I feel like we talked about trust earlier in one of these cards. It's believing that you are worthy and deserving of the investment of your own time and your energy. You're worthy and deserving of a new vision, a broader vision, a new and improved vision. And you are worthy of believing in yourself and trusting that it's not about, I won the lottery or I lost the lottery. And so therefore the universe, I'm just not on the favorites list. I'm on the naughty list, not the nice list. No, it's believing I'm always on the nice list. I'm always in a space, in a place of movement where the universe is trying to help me out. I'm always in a space where I'm succeeding at life. And it is about my shift in perspective. It is about my limiting beliefs that tell me otherwise. And so I feel like this is what you are really moving towards. This is how you are rising out of that, is by letting go of this old version of what is ideal, what is perfect, what is the eventual ultimate goal. And you're stepping now more into, I trust that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right now to get to exactly where I want to be. And all of this other stuff is window dressing. It's, I want to say, road signs that are, kind of helping me to point me in the direction of the journey that I'm taking. But ultimately, it's the journey. I know it sounds so cheesy and pedantic, but it has been one of my sayings for probably 25 years. It's never about the destination. You're always going to get there. You're going to get to the destination eventually. That's a given. It's the journey and the things that you learn and the experiences you have and the people that you meet along the way that is what really matters. I teach people how to treat me. You're interacting with people in order to have the opportunity to teach them how you wish to be treated. And it is a belief within yourself that creates that synergy. Ooh, okay. This is your next step. What's emerging just around the corner? What energy or experience is coming in to support the next phase? We've got the hanged man or the hanged one. So what's emerging, I feel, is you've got a realization, something that's coming up here for you of, oh, I need to tweak my vision, or, oh yeah, I need to completely go down a different path. Like, this really is no longer serving me. I'm learning to trust the universe. I'm learning to trust myself and to believe in myself and believe in my genuine sovereignty. I'm allowed to have these things. And then I go into a space of perspective and reflection. And I think that's really interesting. The Lovers is reflection. The Two of Cups, we talked a little bit about perspective here. The Hanged one is about perspective. It's about surrendering to what is and really opening to that, okay, it is what it is. So let me look at it from a couple of different angles so that I can fully understand what is transpiring. How am I being changed, or how am I being invited to change and to shift my vision? Maybe in the Hanged Man energy, you're going to be given some time to reflect on the fact that you might not be asking for enough. Maybe you're settling. You're going for the medium path, the one that you're like, okay, it's a little bit of a stretch, but pretty much I'm going to get what I need. Maybe it's time to go for the big stretch of the, yeah, I want to be an astronaut and I don't know how to add, 2 + 2 = 4. So I don't know if that's really going to be possible, but I'm certainly going to, sign up for a couple of courses to check it out and see how I can make that happen, right? To see, I'm going to take the journey to see how far I can go, because who knows who I'm going to become along the way? Who knows what I'm going to learn about myself as I move in that direction? The Hanged Man gives you that space in your life to pause and breathe and reflect and look at your life and your choices from a different perspective. This is also a great time to measure twice before you cut. Right? Measure twice, cut once. Dot the I's, cross the T's before you move forward. And so I feel like that's exactly what is emerging for you, is a space and a place to reflect and to make sure that, yes, this is what I want to do with my life, right? Because it's all about us. It's about our choices. You in this process, your role in the shift, how are you navigating this transformation? Are you resisting, flowing, grieving, or boldly rising? Interesting. You're grieving. You're resisting and grieving. This is interesting, Aries. I feel like through the resistance and the grief, there's going to come, like, you hit a wall and you might hit your head on that wall and say, why do I keep hitting my head on this wall? Like, I've been here before. But it's in the process of doing that I feel the integration happens. I feel that the clarity comes, and you recognize, the Four of Wands, right? There's a new foundation that's being established here. I am up leveling, and I need to allow my emotions to catch up to my fire, right? My passions. Sometimes when we get excited about something, we start something new, we genuinely are excited, we're happy about it, but we can also have a lot of fear around it. We can have a lot of self-doubt around those choices. The Four of Cups is saying to you, give yourself the space to grieve or to resist. But then when you start banging your head against the wall and you're asking the questions, then you can say, oh, I don't need to bang my head against the wall. I need to sit under this tree and integrate the information, give myself a chance to say, yes, I still want all of these things. Yes, all of this is true. And I can still be a little nervous. I can still be a little unsure about the path that I'm taking. But that unsurety, that fear does not need to stop me. I just need some time to process it, to acknowledge it, and to face it, to look it in the eyeballs and say, you're coming with me. We're going to learn how to do this together because I believe in myself. I believe in myself. I trust in the universe. I trust that what is transpiring is meant for me. It's all meant to happen so that I can integrate and up level. All right, circles of support. Who or what is influencing your transformation right now? And is this a positive or a negative influence? Page of Wands. Definitely a positive influence. I feel like your circle of support really is about people who encourage you to explore new thoughts, new pathways, new approaches. People in your life who are going to not say you shouldn't do this or don't do that. People who are going to say, that's a really cool idea. Have you thought about it in this way? Have you taken a look at it in that way? Kind of like that hanged one energy, right? The hanged man energy, seeing it from a number of different perspectives. And sometimes we're so close to a situation, or we're at the beginning stages of it, that we can't really see beyond where we are at. And it takes other people, right? Other connections to be a reflector or to say, have you thought about it in this way? The Page of Wands energy is people are going to really love the initial idea, and then they're going to spark even further inspiration on how to explore that idea, on the quest or the trek that you're going to take to discover that or to unfold your initial idea. So circles of support here, I feel, are very positive for you this month. Likewise, if you've got some people in your world that are not supportive of you, you want to take a look at that and say, why are they not being supportive? Are they intimidated by me? Are they speaking through their own lens of fear? Are they not wanting me to grow or to move ahead because it may not suit them moving forward? Again, this month, it's about asking questions. And so you want to just kind of be observant of what you see in that in that regard. Sorry, I got hiccups now. Hopes and fears. Who are you dreaming of becoming, and what scares you about actually doing it? Seven of Cups. Interesting. You want to be the person that has a lot to offer. You want to be the person that has a lot of diversity, has a lot of ideas. You want to be the person on top of your game. And I feel like with the Seven of Cups, because this is the card of dreams and illusions, you might be thinking something or feeling something, but then you step into it and you say, but is that real? Maybe I'm deluding myself, right? Maybe I'm basing all of this on untruths or an old version of me. And I want to say to you, I feel like this Seven of Cups is coming through. You're doing all of this reflection. It's coming through now to give you a little bit of a test. And I don't mean a test as in the universe is testing you. I mean, it's giving you an opportunity to apply what it is that you've been reflecting on all this month. And through that application, you're going to be able to determine which glasses are the ones for you right now and which ones you can leave behind. It really is giving you the option to try things on for size before you buy. Try before you buy. That's what this feels like. Try before you buy. So I want to say you can't go wrong. This is the universe's way of saying, do what you got to do. You can throw some spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. There's not going to be such significant consequence that it's going to throw you off your game. It's more of a, okay, let me give it a shot before I fully commit, because I've already committed to myself. Now I'm going to fully commit to a path. Well, now I get to try it out first, and kind of put it together in a way that's going to make sense for me before I actually fully commit and sign on the dotted line. This is the outcome of your transformation. Who will you be on the other side of this journey if you stay on course in April? What is the result of embracing the full death and rebirth cycle? Interesting. 10 of Wands. Rewards. And also a recognition of the burdens that go with those rewards. This is very much going to be a clarity around, okay, yes, now I have a path, I have a direction. I'm understanding very clearly where I'm headed. I'm pointing to this Page of Wands here. It's so perfect that it's on, totally on the right track here. But along the way, I am going to be pretty clear. I'm going to get started, and then I'm going to be very clear with what needs to go. This is too much. I don't need all these 10 wands. I need 5 of these wands, or I need 2 of these wands, or I need 7 of these wands. And so I'm going to drop a few off, and I'm not going to look back. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm going to embrace the rewards that I've been given and use those rewards as fuel to make more, to expand upon that, not trying to take everything with me. You're not meant to. You're not meant to take it all. You're meant to have reflection, to gain what you need to gain from that reflection, and then move forward. Wow. Okay, Aries. So that is your transformational tarot reading for the month of April. As always, if you need a little bit of support or guidance in going through this, click on the link below, book a session with me. It's what I do. I'm happy to help you out, to give you some clarity, guidance, direction, support, whatever you need. Otherwise, guys, subscribe, click the bell, click my join button. Check things out. Let's keep the conversation going and go a little bit deeper. Until I see you for another episode of Transformational Tarot or Black Feather Couture, Divining a VIP Life, sending you lots of love, lots of support. We'll see you on the flip side, and transform well.